Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Spots and Pants. You kicking it with KC, man. Welcome to the late night show, early morning show, I should say. We talking about this Colorado versus Colorado State game. Can we get into it? Literally just ended not too long ago. It's 2:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they just ended the game. Double overtime. Colorado gets the game win against the in-state rival Colorado State. Now, one of the things that made headlines before this game even started that hyped it up was the Rams. Colorado State Rams head coach Jay Norvell, I don't know. Very ambiguous nationality and race, by the way. We all want to say. Don't nobody know if he's black, Mexican, white, whatever the case. Now, they say this was a game that was head coached by two black men. But I don't even know if the announcers know that. I think they were just saying he was black because he's dark-skinned. But anyway, he was quoted as saying, in regards to Deion Sanders, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat off and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me, end quote. So then that sparked a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he done hyped up. He painted, he writing a narrative. And then, you had Deion Sanders saying, now we taking this personal. So now he went out, bought his whole football team sunglasses. A bunch of people bought sunglasses similar to theoretically or allegedly, I should say. He got $1.2 million in sales from those sunglasses before the game. I don't know how true that is, but that was circulating on social media. Now they finally get this dub in a double overtime thriller. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, a big thing that happened in it, two-way player from Colorado, Travis Hunter. He left the game with an injury. Let me chill out. My man's from Colorado State, dirty-ass player, bro. Gave him a late hit straight to the ribs while he was already out of bounds pretty much. Didn't even catch the ball. The ball was like 2-3 feet ahead of him, overthrown. Out of nowhere comes the safety or defensive back. Boom, hit him right in the ribs. It's a flag thrown on him, but I think he should have been ejected. He was in there the right next play. But as a result, Travis Hunter gets, he has to go to the hospital. Leaves the game at halftime. So that put Colorado in a very, very sticky situation because he plays cornerback and receiver. And he's actually a significant player. So they were left with less weapons, but they still pulled it out. Now, pause. Now, first off, Colorado State had the lead since the first quarter. Colorado only had the lead since the first quarter when they first scored 7-0. But when Colorado State got tied it up and then scored ever since, they had the lead in the game. Colorado was, right there with them. But Colorado State, they did their thing and dragged it out. Now, it ended up coming down to the last minute. Somehow, Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, that's Deion Sanders, Coach Deion Sanders' son, he's the quarterback. He ends up you can see it in his face as the clock is winding down in the fourth quarter. He's actually putting all the team members, putting a rush to the plays. All of a sudden, what do you know it? Tied up. I think it was 35 all, something like that. Goes to overtime, same thing. Or I think it was 28 all or something. They go to overtime, they score a touchdown, get the point after. Colorado State does the same thing. Touchdown, point after. You thinking it's over, but Colorado State catches up and does the point after. Good. Double overtime. Same thing. Colorado gets the ball, scores the touchdown first, goes for the 2-point conversion. This makes it interesting because if Colorado State scores a touchdown, now they got to go for the 2. If they scored a touchdown. Long story short, Colorado State didn't get the touchdown overtime, double overtime, actually threw an interception. Colorado, Coach Prime gets the win, and Colorado 3-0. Colorado is right now. And, they were 1-11 last season. So that already shows that they exceeded their expectations. Just by the last win, last week, they exceeded expectations. Now the real test comes. Oregon is who they have to play next. I believe Oregon is ranked. You know what? Let's not even speculate on it. Let's get to the truth. Oregon is ranked number 13 against Colorado, ranked number 18 currently. So, yeah, we're talking about a real test for Colorado. Are they the truth? Is Coach Deion Prime really putting real, you know what I'm saying, boots to the ground in Colorado? Are these boys really built like that? Is what we asking. We're going to find out against Oregon. But for right now, let's celebrate Coach Prime in Colorado. 3-0, getting that dub. Just wanted to speak on that. Congratulations, Coach Prime, man. We here. We on the bandwagon. I ain't even going to lie, man. We're going to keep it moving, though, in regards to college sports. There's a couple other games that happened today. Number 15, Kansas State, they got upset by Missouri. Unranked Missouri, by the way. So Kansas State, they might end up losing that ranking, by the way. Florida, they upset number 11 Tennessee. So Tennessee either going to drop down in the rankings or they're going to get out of the rankings altogether. Shout out to Florida getting that dub. Number 2, Michigan beat Bowling Green in the Big House with an attendance of 109,000, almost 500. 109,000, over 100, just over 109,000, which is crazy. Just about the citizenship in Ann Arbor, by the way. But let's talk about it. This was an expected win, if we're being honest. Michigan is ranked number 2 in the country. Bowling Green, unranked, playing in the MAC division. Nobody's expecting them to get no win. In the Big House, by the way, Bowling Green. But upsets have to happen all the time, but not in this case. So shout out to Michigan. It was an expected win. They're now 3-0. All right, but you got Michigan State losing to Washington, who is a ranked team, by the way. Excuse me. But listen, Michigan State is going through a lot right now. Coach Mel Tucker facing his allegations, currently suspended. Doesn't look like he's going to come back. So now Michigan State is really looking desperate. They even got former coach Dan Antonio on the sideline. So he's basically coaching, or at least advising, consulting, whatever you want to call it. But Michigan State, I mean, it was probably expected in the books for them to lose this game against a ranked team, Washington. But at the same time, it was a nasty loss, and it's looking like it's going to be downhill for Michigan State right now. So rest in peace to the Spartans for this season. I think your season is over. It's time to rebuild. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it in regards to college football, like the big upsets and everything like that. Other than that, it was just a bunch of good games that happened. Let me know what you think about all the games that happened, especially that Colorado State game. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. We about to switch it up real quick because I want to talk about the NFL, if you don't mind. I want to talk about the NFL. It's a few things that happened. It was something that going on social media. It was actually from actual news sources. They're saying Detroit high schools produced the most NFL players in opening week with 19 players. Now, I can't name all of them, but what I will say is it was the most of any single city in this entire country. Shout out to Detroit, first and foremost. Shout out to Detroit. I just want to say that. Secondly, make sure we on. Secondly, what I want to say is there's a couple other cities, though, that rank behind us. Bradenton, Florida, had the second most, 17 players. Houston has 16 players. Vegas, 15. Miami, 14. Atlanta, 14. I'm kind of surprised about Atlanta. But overall, the state of Texas had the most players from the NFL representing with 187. Florida, 178. California, 173. Georgia, 150. Everybody else had less than 100. Every other state, I should say. But just an interesting fact. We don't really care about that. Let's keep it moving. Joe Burrow, highest paid NFL player currently, $275 million deal, 5 years. Also took the loss to Deshaun Watson in the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson ain't played a regular season game in like almost 2 years. Like 2 actual years and like a season and a half or something like that. Nonetheless, this is embarrassing for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I will say, I like Joe Burrow. Not to say that he can't bring it no more, pause. But overall, this loss is embarrassing. It's always this theory of as soon as players, athletes of any league get their money, get a high contract, a lot of them tend to have lack of performance, for lack of better terms. You see what I'm saying? So that's interesting to see that he performed like that. But you got next week, though, or this week, I should say, week 3 of the NFL, or week 2, excuse me, of the NFL starting up. It already started this last Thursday, but Bengals play the Ravens, Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham, and Deshaun Watson and the Browns, they play the Steelers. this upcoming week. So shout out to them playing this week. Get a chance for redemption for the Bengals. Aaron Rodgers. Can we just talk about this? He is officially out for the season. MRI confirms Achilles injury. He did have surgery. He posted on his social media and all that other good jazz. He was carted off the field 4 plays into his debut with the Jets on Monday Night Football. I think it was like less than a minute he was on the field for the most part. A lot of memes and stuff going around, of course. But the Jets still won the game. Zach Wilson came in and did what he had to do. Jets still won 22-16 in overtime against the Buffalo Bills of all teams. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, whom we were all expecting to win, more than likely. But, you know, with Aaron Rodgers in, it would have been questionable. But, yeah, they lost without Aaron Rodgers in the game. So what does that say about the Bills? Does that make them a team that's not going to make the playoffs this year? I highly doubt it. Well, it's not expected. But this could have just been a fluke. We'll see what that is. Nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. Let me say this about that real quick. Aaron Rodgers is old as hell. He old as hell. When they show, when they show a picture of the player, say, oh, the Jets playing, Aaron Rodgers is going to debut on the Jets this Sunday. They was doing all the promo, had a picture of him standing there with the football. He looked old as hell. I swear to God, he looked like he had grandkids in that picture. I'm like, what is this old nigga doing with a uniform on? He should not be playing. I was literally thinking that. And lo and behold, he gets in the game for less than 60 seconds, get injured for the season. Now, I saw a few reports that said he could possibly come back in the postseason if the Jets make it after surgery, after rehab. Okay, whatever. But then that's a lot of ifs. If the Jets make the playoffs and if he's healthy enough to play. So it just sucks to be a Jets fan. I understand it, though. But let me know what you think about Aaron Rodgers going out for the season. Is he old as hell? Should he just retire? Should this be it for Aaron Rodgers? If not, I feel like we know next year is it for Aaron Rodgers. But go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up real quick. I want to talk about the NBA if you don't mind. NBA style, man. Couple little random topics I'm going to talk about with the NBA. One, NBA referee Eric Lewis, he retired on August 30th because the NBA was doing an investigation into whether he used a burner account on Twitter to defend himself against people talking mess against the referees. Is that weird to you? It was a statement released from the NBA that said Eric Lewis retired effective immediately. He is 52 years old, worked for more than 1,200 games in 19 seasons with the league. His last assignment was on May 16th for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Nuggets and the Lakers. They're saying, although he was facing discipline from the NBA, if investigators connected him as the owner of the Twitter account, they're saying he could still face some type of penalty. I don't know what that is. Who cares? It was a Twitter account called Cutliff Blair, CUTTLIFFBLAIR on Twitter, and he was just random people that would talk mess about the referees in the NBA. Or just speak the honest truth about the referees in the NBA. Or at least their opinion, their perspective. He would go on Twitter and defend them. Like, who defends the refs, bro? No one really does that. Like, a few people will try to think objectively. But nobody really defends the refs, bro. So I feel like you really showed your hand with that. You know, and they said he was following that Twitter account. That burner account was following his wife's college basketball team that she coaches or something like that. It was following that. It only followed like 4 accounts. It was a bunch of NBA referees and his wife's college basketball team. We know it was you, Eric. And then he retired in the middle of the investigation. It ain't like you were gambling or nothing like that. Maybe it does go a little bit deeper than him just using his Twitter account. And he was like, you know what? I did 19 years. 1,200 games, I'm out of here anyway. I got my bread. Y'all can't punish me if I'm not here. I don't know how true that is. Maybe they can press some type of civil criminal charges. I don't know. But let me know what you think should be done to him. I don't think anything should be done to him. You should have a right to go off on Twitter, on social media. Be who you want to be on social media. That's what the internet is for, ultimately. But anyway, let me know what you think. Should something be done to Eric Lewis? You think something was more than just him using a burner account to defend NBA referees? Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. One last thing about the NBA real quick. So Team USA at the World Basketball Cup, FIBA, they lost 111-113 to Germany. With Dennis Schroeder, by the way, who I did not know was German, a black man. I did not know he was German. But not only did Germany beat Team USA, but they won the actual championship. So Team USA lost to the actual champions, but Team USA didn't even place, didn't even get a medal. Not even bronze, not plastic, not sterling silver. Now, a lot of people was already kind of talking about Team USA because Noah Lyles, he was saying something about, I don't see how the NBA champion of the year is called the world champs when they only play national teams. So a lot of people was talking about Team USA, but then we looked at Team USA roster and was like, they got Austin Reeves, Brandon Ingram, Anthony Edwards. What they were basically saying, they have B-list players from the NBA. These are not superstars from the league. These are people that barely gets clocked. Well, not those three specifically, but some of the other people on the roster barely get clocked. So how are they representing Team USA? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, players, fans, whatever, they don't really care about the Basketball World Cup. They don't care about it. They care about the Olympics, which happens in 2024, next year, by the way. And LeBron, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, all the superstars have already committed, literally after Team USA loses in the FIBA World Cup. They all commit to playing in Paris for Team USA. So that just lets you know what the players already think about this World Cup. They don't give a damn about the World Cup, FIBA. But I still think this is some truth to people saying, to Noah Lyles saying, Noah Miles or whatever, saying, you can't call yourself the best in the world if you ain't played the best in the world. You just lost to Germany. We don't care if it's your best. They say, well, all the best players from international come to the NBA. Well, wouldn't that mean it's other countries, players in other countries that actually represent good players in other countries? They just so happen to come here for the money and the marketing, maybe? I think it's a lot more truth to what Noah said than we're actually speaking on, if you know what I mean. I think we really should change that verbiage. I've always questioned that too, but it's one of those things where you sweep it under the rug, if nothing happens. You feel what I'm saying? But Team USA, they took the L. No medal this year in the World Cup. How you feel about that? NBA team still world champs? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Switching it up to the last topic in regards to sports, I should say. Talking about boxing. Excuse me. Plug my headphones back in. We're talking about boxing and MMA, though. Same old updates for the most part. But let's get into it, though. What's the updates? Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, September 30th. That's coming up real soon. About 2 weeks, by the way. 2 weeks. Well, 13 days. Canelo Alvarez, he was supposed to be fighting, Jermall Charlo, which is Jermell's twin brother. But Jermall said he couldn't do it due to personal issues. Jermall said he don't know if his brother going to ever box professionally again. I don't know what actually happened. But Jermell don't even know if his brother going to ever fight ever. So should we be alarmed about this? Like, what really happened? I haven't seen any reports of a car accident, a shooting or anything. I don't know what. It just says he's dealing with personal issues. So let me know what you think. Who you got winning this fight? Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, September 30th. Go off in the live chat in the comments, call into the show, 313-466-4386. A fight that I don't really care about. Tyson Fury versus UFC champion MMA boxer or fighter, I should say, Francis Ngannou. Ngannou, whatever the case may be, October 28th in Saudi Arabia. So that's supposed to be a full-on boxing match. It's just for the paper. I don't care about athletes getting their money. I care about what you do on film, on television. So Tyson Fury doing an exhibition fight against a UFC fighter. That's another one of them things where on paper, you're supposed to just get this dub. Even if you take the L, don't go against your record. But you do look bad. But I don't see that happening. So I'm just talking about it just because it is what it is. But here's an update, though. Earl Spence Jr., reports are saying he officially activated his rematch clause against Terrence Bud Crawford. The former unified welterweight champion has activated his rematch clause to set up another fight against Terrence Bud Crawford. Spence's trainer Derek James confirmed to ESPN on Thursday. The rematch likely will take place at junior middleweight, marking the debut for both fighters at a 154-pound division, which Spence preferred, by the way, if you don't know. The date and location, along with other details of the fight, were not immediately known. So we still don't know the date. Don't know how Terrence Bud Crawford feels about it, but it looks like the inevitable. I don't even want to say the inevitable, but it looks like it's going to happen. Some people would say it's the inevitable. Some people probably say, feels like, yes, we knew that he was going to activate this, Spence was going to activate this rematch clause. All right, cool. But this is what I'm going to say, like I said last time when I reviewed that fight. I think it was an entertaining fight, but it was not a good boxing match. Because it was one-sided. It was lopsided to me personally. Terrence Bud Crawford had the advantage the majority of the fight. That does not make it a good fight. It makes it entertaining because he's beating his ass. But it doesn't make it a good fight because it's not competitive. That's what makes good sports. Competition. This Colorado State game that just went off, that was a good-ass game. Double overtime with Colorado getting the win. That's a good-ass game. That's a good fight. Earl Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford was not a good fight. I'm not looking forward to this rematch. I would watch it, but I'm definitely not about to pay for it. I watch the highlights if I can't watch it live at somebody's crib. But some people think this might be Spence's chance to get a full rematch, get up to the weight that he wanted to fight, and make it interesting. That could be the difference. I don't know. I think they were fighting at 147 before. That could be the difference. Whatever, though. I don't believe it. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Man, we about to go ahead and get up out of here. I need you to do me a favor before we do that, though. Yeah. So, yeah, I need you to kick it with KCMC on all social media. Please and thank you. That's KIWKCMC. That's Kick It With KCMC. The abbreviations on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I just got off Threads, so F Threads. But you know what I'm saying? Snapchat, TikTok, all that. KIWKCMC. Show some love to my sponsors too. Team Elite. They on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also at Team Elite 313. That's at TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom. Use code KIWKCMC for that discount too, by the way. You can let them know I sent you, man. Hey, if you got this far in the video, in the video, yo, do me a favor. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the alert so you know when we go on live. Sorry it's been a while since I did a show. I promise we're going to get back on routine. Make sure you also tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you check out my single, Juice, on all streaming platforms. Hands and Knees on all streaming platforms. Got the link in the description also. Donate a couple dollars to the show so we can grow. We appreciate that also. Other than that, we got another show that's going to be coming up real soon. As a matter of fact, we'll see you later.